Welcome back to the Professor's Lab. I'm Professor V, and this is round two of our League Cup that happened at Die Hard Games on September 27th, 2025. If you didn't know, Die Hard League happens every Thursday featuring casual and tournament play of whatever format everyone wants. October League Challenge and Pokeween 2025 Celebration, October 30th at 6 p.m. And Phantasmal Forces pre-releases start November 1st at 1 p.m. All Central Time, all at Die Hard Games. Go see more info in this video's description and check out Pokemon's event locator for premiere and other events at the shop, such as League Challenges, League Cups, pre-releases, and more. Please hit that like button right quick, subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications, say what you need to say in the comments and all that good free stuff. But anyways, let's research this game. Dragapult mirror match on our hands here, as Dragapult player on the right kicks things off with the Buddy Buddy Poffin. Just what they want to see, as that item card allows them to search their deck for up to two basic Pokemon with 70 HP or less. Perfect way to set up those Dreepy and that Budu, it looks like, are the targets here. Hopefully they have another way to get another Dreepy, either by having it in hand or another Buddy Buddy Poffin or something similar. Starting with that Latias EX in the active spot and with its Skyliner ability, giving basic Pokemon in play on their side of the field free retreat. And then just a pass, okay, settling for just one Dreepy in play on turn one. Not attacking with Budu either, since they're going first, means maybe I would have grabbed two Dreepy there, unless the other three are prize. Only our player knows now how to move along, as our Dragapult player on the left starts with the Dreepy in the active and then goes in with that Neo upper energy already. That allows the Dragapult to attack for one energy attachment, but not until it's the Dragapult EX. And with only the Dreepy having 70 HP, it's a interesting move, but it's probably because, yeah, they're going to play a supporter to change their hand here. So Iono has both players shuffle their hands, put them at the bottom of their deck, and then draw cards from the top equal to their remaining prize cards, 6 and 6 here. So they definitely just wanted to get the Neo Upper Energy in play before the Iono, guarantee the attachment. The other option would have been to save it for when you're ready later on to start swinging with the Dragapult that has a lot more HP and it gets powered up that way. Whereas, again, the Dreepy 70 HP, the Dracloak 90 HP could get knocked out, meaning that energy gets removed from play as well. The only pink ace spec Neo Upper Energy card allowed to be playing in the deck. But our players taking a calculated risk here, saying the opponent's playing a Dragapult deck as well. Those decks are usually slower, so my Neo Upper Energy is probably safe. Either way, that's the route they chose, is they find another Dreepy, put it at the bottom, or excuse me, at the onto their bench, joining the party here. Second Dreepy is, and anything else to do here? Double checking that they cannot use the Neo Upper Energy with the Dreepy. Only the stage 2 can use it, and then just a pass. Of course, the Neo Upper Energy on that stage 2 provides an energy of two energy of any type. But over on our right, Dusknoir hits the bench now, and then Dracloak evolves on the bench and uses its Recon Directive ability to look at the top two cards of the deck, keep one of them, and put the other at the bottom. Let's see if they can get any more Dreepy, any more dragons into play as they retreat for free thanks to Skyliner with that Latias EX into the Budu, and then an Iono. Both players shuffle their hands, you know the drill here, put them at the bottom of their deck, and then draw cards from the top, equal to remaining prize cards. 6 and 6 here, disrupting the opponent a little bit if they were building up the hand or if they liked it. Either way, giving them a new one. Oh, as they go in with that Neo Upper Energy of their own, wanting to just establish it again, they could choose to hold it until they're actually going to swing with the Dragapult EX, as that Dracloak has 90 HP. If it gets targeted, with something like Rare Candy, Dragapult, Boss's Orders on the next turn, There's your one Neo upper energy, but our players being aggressive with their energy attachments, not fearing it getting removed from play until it's used, wanting to get it out on the board as there is merit to that. And then the Budu goes in with the Itchy Pollen. The Budu can use that attack for free, 10 damage, but more importantly, the opponent cannot play items from their hand on their next turn. So the opponent benches some stuff here, finally filling up their board after this Budu attack I went back into the past with to catch. And they are excited about putting that Budu in play. I almost forgot to draw for turn. So Budu, Duskull number 2, all put into play. Dracloak evolves into the active spot. So no rare candy Dragapult. Boss's orders play as a psychic energy gets attached to the bench, Dreepy, and then Professor's Research is the supporter for turn, discarding the hand and drawing 7 fresh new cards. Can they find another Dracloak to see even more cards this turn? They still got a Recon Directive in the active spot as well with that Dracloak ability. It looks like that's what they're doing now, looking at the top 2 cards, keeping one of them and putting the other at the bottom of the deck, trying to build closer to the Dragapult EX. You don't want to retreat that energy in the active spot, so just passing, hoping a Dragapult is not found by the opponent. Wouldn't be the end of the world since they got the energy attachment on the bench, but the opponent plays a Professor's Research, the player on the right, should I say, discarding the hand and drawing 7 fresh new cards of their own. Mirror match anybody? As they find a Buddy Buddy Poffin to search the deck for 2 more little dudes to put onto the bench, but they're really trying to find that Dragapult EX this turn. That Budu having free retreat, Latias EX providing free retreat, that Budu would instantly fly to the deck into the Dragapult EX if it was found. For now, just another Duskull and a Dreepy hit the board, so slowly developing the board. But did our right Dragapult player find Dragapult EX or Ultra Ball or something to find it? We'll have to see after they shuffle up. They may just have to settle for another Itchy Pollen. They attach a Psychic Energy to the bench Dreepy and now use. There we go. Still hunting for that Dragapult EX with the Recon Directive. Looking at the top 2, keeping 1 card, putting the other to the bottom. I imagine if they would have found Dragapult EX or a way to search it out, they would be slammed instantly. Oh yeah, so just Itchy Pollen for 10. No items can be played by the opponent. And our player on the left starts their next turn. Breathing a sigh of relief, their Dracloak with the pink Ace Spec Neo Upper Energy survived another turn. So first starting off with the Recon Directive in the active, looking at the top 2, keeping 1, putting the other at the bottom of the deck, and there we go. They found their Dragapult EX first over on the left as it evolves in the active spot. Again, that Neo Upper Energy fully powering up the Phantom Dive. So that Dragapult is swinging for 2 prize cards this turn. Oh my gosh, and a boss's orders, bringing up the bench Dracloak on the other side of the field with the Neo Upper Energy. So removing the thing that's closest to the Dragapult, removing the special energy with 200 damage into the active with the Phantom Dive, and then they could spread 6 damage counters to the bench Pokemon in any way they like. They're going to put 3 on the Budu, taking it out. And then they got 3 more, so putting 1 on the Latias EX, bringing it down to 200 HP remaining, 1 on the Dreepy, bringing it down to 60 HP remaining, and just 1 on the Duskull. The math is setting up nicely for our Dragapult player left. Can our Dragapult player right do anything about that as they promote Duskull into the active spot and play resumes on their side? Pheasantipity EX put into play and flip the script. Its ability is used since there was a KO on the opponent's last turn. You can draw 3 cards with that one. Can they find Rare Candy, Dragapult, Rare Candy if they even play it, Dragapult and Fire Energy or Luminous Energy so they could start swinging? All right, there's a luminous energy attached to the lone Dreepy on the bench. But the body language and the speed is telling me no, the full combo is not there. At least find another Dreepy to put that down, just in case this one gets knocked out, which it's asking for it with 60 HP remaining and all that energy attached to it. Okay, they find an Ultra Ball, discarding 2 cards in order to search their deck for a Pokemon, basic or evolution. They could find another Dreepy, but it's probably better to find the Dracloak right now. Oh my gosh, and they go for the Dusclops instead. Wonder if they just might not have access to it, bad prize cards, or thinking this is the optimal play. Either way, the Dusclops is found and added to the hand. Those are good to build, but I think you prioritize the dragons if you can. Let me know what you guys think in the comments as well. As they evolve the bench, Duskull into Dusclops, and then Iono. You guys know what this does. Both players shuffle their hands, put them at the bottom of their deck, and then draw cards from the top equal to their remaining prize cards. 4 for the left Dragapult player this time, so causing some disruption, reducing their hand size. The right Dragapult player is while seeing 6 fresh new cards of their own. Let's see, they can pop the Duskull this turn using its Cursed Blast ability to place 5 damage counters on one of the opponent's Pokemon, taking a KO on the Dreepy, but then the opponent gets to take a prize card as well for KO for the Dusclops being KO'd. Those are just moves our right Dragapult player could make and is probably thinking about as they play this Buddy Buddy Poffin League Stamp to search the deck for. Okay, good. They ended up finding another Dreepy. But can they find that Dracloak to evolve that Dreepy on the bench that only has 60 HP remaining? Because another Phantom Dive by the opponent will take that out, as well as all the energy in play. Body language is saying no. All right, so I'm going to try for a counter catcher play. If the opponent has fewer prize cards remaining, you can play that counter catcher and it acts like a boss's orders, bringing up an opponent's bench Pokemon to the active, trying to stall this Duskull in the active spot. But all the Dragapult player needs is not too much to retreat it to the bench. As player on the left starts their next turn finding another Dracloak. Player on the right's probably thinking, man, it must be nice using another recon directive to look at the top 2 cards, keeping one, putting another at the other at the bottom of the deck, looking for a way to retreat this Duskull out of the active spot. So Professor's research will attempt that. Professor Juniper discarding the hand and drawing 7 fresh new cards, looking for an energy, an air balloon, a Latias. There we go. Latias EX found, put into play. Skyliner is online, given that basic Duskull free retreat. Dragapult floats back into the active spot. That Duskull gains some experience points running away and evolves into the Dusclops. The potential for spreading even more damage is real now. They could do it now, but probably best to save it. The Curse Blast. They could Curse Blast and KO the active Duskull, but then the player just promotes the Fez. So it is player agrees best to save it. The Dragapult EX uses Phantom Dive to KO the active Pokemon and then 6 damage counters on that energized Dreepy on the bench, taking it out. And more importantly, all the energy attached to it for 2 prize cards. Just put a basic in the active spot our player on the right has to do. It's Fezandipity EX as they start their next turn. How can they respond? With some Ionos disrupting the opponent, but their board is already nice and set up as they attach a Luminous Energy to the bench Dreepy and then use Fezandipity EX's Flip the Script to draw 3 cards since there was a KO on their opponent's last turn. Trying to rebuild We need Dracloaks. We need Rare Candy. I guess Rare Candy, Dragapult isn't as great because they just attach the energy. No more Neo Upper energy to start swinging instantly. So there we go. Starts with the Iono here. You guys know, but I'll say it anyways. Both players shuffle their hands, put them at the bottom of their deck, and draw cards from the top equal to their remaining prize cards. 2 and 6 here in this end game of the round 2 of the League Cup. Dracloak is found and evolved on the bench. Its ability is used in that recon directive to look at the top 2, keep the best one, put the other at the bottom of the deck, and try to get more Dreepy in play. They could use their Disclops Curse Blast as well, but then the opponent goes down to 1 prize card just to take a prize and not really gain too much board advantage from it either. That may not matter either way, doing it or not, as they find that Blood Moon Ursaluna EX. Can that get there? 24, 29, 30, 31. Nope, not almost there. As the Dragapult EX has 20 damage on it, I think, from the couple of Budu pings, and then 5 from the um, Duskull plus 240 that the Blood Moon Ursaluna does. 24, 29, 30, 31, 310. And they could leave the Dragapult with 10 HP remaining, but we'll just see what the player does here as they miss it by 10 HP. That's crazy how 10 damage always is a factor in the Pokemon trading card game since 2015 that I hopped back into it has been a factor. So back to the present moment here as that Duskull knocks itself out using its Curse Blast ability to place 5 damage counters on the active Dracloak, it looks like, bringing it up to 70. And then Counter Catcher brings Latias EX into the active spot, a juicy 2 prize cards for this Blood Moon Ursaluna that has the Season Skill ability. Blood Moon, its attack used by this Pokemon, costs a colorless less for each prize card taken that your opponent has taken, excuse me. And there we go. I guess there was a little combo with the Duskull pop, calculated risk to bring Blood Moon that normally costs 5 with the season skill ability and the opponent taking 5 prize cards, now costing 0 energy to swing for 240. And during your next turn, Blood Moon or Saluna cannot attack. So there we go, Blood Moon KOing the Latias EX for 2 prize cards. The opponent on the left, player on the left, now puts Pheasantipity EX in play, uses Flip the Script to draw 3 cards since Blood Moon took a KO on the last turn. And then Professor's Research, discarding the hand, drawing 7 fresh new cards. Let's see, looking for a way to close out the game this turn. Can't with boss's orders. There is some potential for the opponent to come back. Oh, there we go. Never mind, I see it now, and the player sees it as well. Dusclops on the bench uses its Curse Blast ability to knock itself out to put 5 damage counters on the bench Dracloak, and then Dragapult EX simply does Phantom Dive, 200 to the active, put all 6 sure on the Dracloak that already has 50 damage on it thanks to the Dusclops ability to knock it out for the last prize card of the game. Let's make sure that's what our players did. Yep, with the fist bump there. What do you think of this video and the commentary? Was there anything else our players could have done differently? Please leave feedback in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching. Thank you to our players for letting their game be captured so we can all learn and enjoy. And I'll see you next time in the Professor's Lab.